An exclusive News Channel 5 investigation is raising questions about how Davidson County purges people from its voter rolls. The county removes thousands of registered voters on a regular basis for inactivity. Our investigative reporter Ben Hall looks at what that means.
It's supposed to catch people who have moved, but we found it can happen to people who have lived at the same address for years.
I got my old card right here.
Carolyn Webb always kept her voter registration card in her purse.
This is my old voting card.
And she's lived in the same East Nashville home for nearly 30 years.
I did vote for Obama. When Obama first election, I remember I voted for him.
Webb says surgery, even having her foot amputated, didn't stop her from voting when President Obama ran in 2008.
I thought it was an important thing to do at the time. I did.
And this summer, she thought it was important to vote in the Nashville mayor's race. But Webb was shocked by what she was told.
She said, well, you can't vote in this election. I said, why can't I? I said, I got my registration, my voter's card and everything.
Webb had been purged from the voter rolls, meaning she was not eligible to vote in August and had to re-register.
It's wrong. I tell you that. I know it's wrong. They shouldn't be able to do it, but why? I don't know.
Our investigation discovered Webb is one of thousands of Davidson County voters purged for inactivity, meaning there is no record of them voting for approximately 8 years, and they didn't respond to a notice asking if they moved.
If the rolls aren't clean, then that's when you allow voter fraud.
State Election Coordinator Mark Goines oversees all county election commissions. County commissions are responsible for following state law and purging voters to make sure voter lists are accurate.
There is a misconception out there among some folks that once I'm registered, I'm always registered.
We obtained records showing Davidson County purged more than 19,000 people in the last 3 years, solely because they were inactive. That does not include felons or people who died.
Yeah, I absolutely believe there are people walking around Nashville who feel that they're registered to vote, and they're not.
Political science professor Siku Franklin helped organize a petition drive last year. They needed signatures from registered voters to get an initiative on the ballot that would give people with criminal histories a better chance at finding work. They were careful to collect thousands more signatures than the 6,800 required.
We thought that surely a few thousand, almost 3,000 over the limit would guarantee that we would have enough.
But the Davidson County Election Commission disqualified almost 40% of the signatures.
These are all 4 purged in a row.
Hundreds were marked as purged, many for inactivity. It did not get on the ballot.
We thought, wow, think about where we just did all of our canvassing. We just did all of our petition gathering in the poorest neighborhoods, in communities of color.
I just go to church, go to the grocery store, stay home. So how can they purge me from voting?
The Davidson County Election Commission declined an on-camera interview, but said records show Webb registered in 2004. They have no record of her voting through 2007. So they sent her a notice like this in the mail, warning her she would be declared inactive if she did not respond.
I never was notified. No, I didn't get a note.
The commission says they never heard back from Webb. They have no record of her voting in 2008 when President Obama first ran, so she was purged in 2011.
I know I voted in the Obama election.
It raises the question of whether the county commission could be wrong about a person's voter history. A state review of Davidson County's 2012 election found an unacceptable pattern of serious errors.
In 2012, there were certainly some issues that didn't set well with myself and others.
Davidson County actually submitted 7 different vote totals to the state in the last presidential election.
Every time we would ask, we'd just get a different number.
Professor Franklin says it shows voter histories can be wrong, which could have dire consequences.
There are a lot of people who are placed on purge lists, who are placed there unfairly.
I don't understand how it could have happened to me, but it could happen to anybody.
If you are challenged at the polls, you can always cast a provisional ballot. Officials will then decide if your vote is eligible after Election Day. If you've been purged for inactivity, you must re-register to vote. Ben Hall, News Channel 5 investigates.